Imagine a world where deadly games aren't just entertainment, they're the ultimate distraction in a twisted society, forcing us to question just how far we've drifted from reality. That's the thrilling premise of Edgar Wright's upcoming remake of Stephen King's The Running Man, and it's got fans of sci-fi action buzzing with anticipation. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this revival of blood-soaked futurism a clever critique of our world? Or just glorifying violence for thrills? Stick around as we dive into why this film is hitting the scene at the perfect moment, and you might just find yourself questioning your own love for edge-of-your-seat spectacles. Edgar Wright's take on The Running Man is right around the corner, and the latest trailer, check it out above, promises an exhilarating ride packed with high-octane action, explosive laughs, and that signature Wright flair for blending humor with hardcore thrills. For those who adored the 1987 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic based on Stephen King's novel, this remake looks like a nod to that era's intensity, but with Wright's unique twist. Fans might be surprised to learn that Wright isn't sticking rigidly to King's original book, as detailed in this /film article, https www./film.com/1900623, Edgar Wright The Running Man remake trailer Stephen King book change, opting instead for a lighter, more action-oriented vibe that ditches the book's heavier dystopian dread in favor of punchy comedy and adrenaline-fueled sequences. And honestly, that's probably a smart move. Wright has a proven track record with projects like Shaun of the Dead and Baby Driver, where he masterfully mixes laughs with high-stakes chases. Still, this shift raises an interesting point. Does toning down the grimness make it more accessible? Or does it soften the story's sharper edges about societal decay? What's even more exciting is how The Running Man arrives at a time when stories about brutal, futuristic contests, think death-defying games that double as mass entertainment in oppressive worlds, are experiencing a major comeback in 2025. These tales often depict a totalitarian America where lethal competitions are broadcast like sports events or reality TV, serving as a chilling mirror to our own media-obsessed culture. For instance, a plot here echoes the recent Season 2 of Peacock's Twisted Metal, where post-apocalyptic races turn deadly, and even shares DNA with the film adaptation of King's The Long Walk, reviewed here, https://film.com/195442/The Long Walk, which revolves around a government-sanctioned endurance marathon that's anything but a friendly stroll. To help newcomers grasp this, picture it as a sci-fi subgenre that uses these violent spectacles to explore bigger themes, like how societies might distract citizens from real problems through barbaric fun. This particular niche wasn't new in the 1970s and 80s, when exploitation films ruled the genre with gritty, low-budget edge. Classics like Death Race 2000, a wild story of car crashes turned into a national sport, and Rollerball, where a brutal team sport symbolizes corporate control over lives, were pioneers. And let's not forget 1965's The 10th Victim, a quirky Italian film that quietly set the tone for these tales of lethal games, much like a hidden gem in a treasure hunt. So, why the sudden surge in popularity now? And this is the part most people miss. In an era of deep political divides and skepticism about news sources, these stories tap into our anxieties about government excess, media manipulation, and humanity's fascination with violence. That Netflix's Squid Game, that global phenomenon about desperate participants in a deadly competition orchestrated by the elite, and officially Netflix's most watched show ever, www./film.com/663306, Squid Game is officially Netflix's most popular show of all time, proved that such narratives can captivate millions, regardless of cultural differences. Add to that the box office triumph of The Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds Snakes in 2023, with its prequel explorations of power and survival games, and it's clear this trend isn't fading. The Running Man could amp things up even further, delivering more visceral punches than The Hunger Games' softer edges, while Wright's reputation as a cult director suggests he'll lean into the genre's exploitation roots. Think gritty, over-the-top action that doesn't hold back. If it hits big, who knows? We might see fresh remakes of Rollerball or Death Race 2000 soon. And honestly, that could be a blast for fans craving that retro vibe. But here's the controversial twist. While these stories critique societal issues, do they inadvertently encourage a taste for real-world violence by making it entertaining? Is celebrating these blood sports in fiction just harmless fun, or a slippery slope toward desensitization? What do you think? Does this subgenre reflect our darkest instincts or help us process them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have your own take on why violent sci-fi resonates so much today. The Running Man hits theaters on November 14th, 2025, and it's poised to keep the conversation and the thrills going strong.